Debbie, why don't you let's just get started here. Why don't you tell us all about Furry Friends? You were the featured cool store in this February's issue. Why don't you share with us more about Furry Friends?
Well, we started in 2002, and we started as a delivery service. And originally, we started as a franchise.
A franchise?
And,
okay.
Yeah, we were originally a franchise. And we went to pot in about 4 months and took all our money. We were dedicated and said, well, we're going to jump in and we're going to continue to do this. So we interviewed pet nutritionists. We went to all kinds of pet food manufacturers. And back then, we were strictly dog food and out delivering. And it was my husband and I, and we just went to town. So we were really we're marketing to get the business started. We went to a lot of festivals. We got a lot of media attention because I believed in PR releases and letting the media know and doing everything to get in front of them. So then in 2007, when the Chinese recall hit, and everybody was freaked out. I don't know how many people remember that, but it was a real scary time. And some of our customers called into our local news station, and so they picked up the story that our foods were safe. And they came around and rode in our vans with us, and we ended up picking up 222 customers in 5 days. And mind you, it was just my husband and me. And about the third day, they were showing us on there 5 to 10 times a day.
Wow.
Steady phone call after phone call. I almost had to call her to tell them to stop. I can't do this anymore.
Wow. Okay, so let me just recap. Let me recap that for everybody in case they can't hear you. It's a little low, but so she started. They were a dog food delivery company, and during that, the recall back in 2007. 2007. Yeah, the media picked it up, and one station picked it up, and then a bunch of media picked it up, and they were excited because her food that she'd private labeled. Because you had also had the private label food at the time, right?
Right, exactly.
And that was not recalled, and so she got a ton of business from it. It skyrocketed her business. She was getting so many calls. She's like, "Stop! I don't want any free press anymore." Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
It was a crazy time. It was a crazy time, but it was all about having our ingredients and food sourced from the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it became very difficult for us because within 6 months, as you know, all these big manufacturers came back to the United States trying to manufacture their food. So they were kicking out the little guys, saying, we can't manufacture your food. We're going after the big people.
Yeah.
So, we went after and went through other factories, and it was really crazy finding other plants, and then with the ingredients that we wanted, that we weren't going to segregate any of our ingredients. So it was a pretty trying time, and I remember shedding tears, going, "Oh my gosh, we have all these customers. Now what do we do? Because we've gotten all these customers, and now these manufacturers don't want to make it for us." So that was kind of another real learning experience, and got to know a lot of factories and plants in the U.S.
Got it. So let's back this up for 1 second. Okay, so you said it was originally a franchise. So what was it that was a franchise? Just the buying of a delivery vehicle and delivering pet food?
Right. It was their food.
Okay, their food.
Yeah, they had systems in place.
Got it. Okay.
But unfortunately, they were taking everybody's money and not shipping food. And in the end, they, took the money, they falsified ingredients. I mean, they did all the sleazy things you can imagine. So we knew we just needed to get away from them because I wouldn't sell something that I wouldn't stand behind.
Right. So then you had to go find out and like source your own food.
Right.
Okay. So I know that that's a really big, here the dogs are going to start barking. Now no one's going to hear either of us. There goes Dory, the fierce little Pomeranian. Hey, Dory, that's fine. Yeah, he lives here. It's okay. That's one of the things in the article was your private label. Hold on. Sorry. Dory, stop. It's okay. All right. So your private label dog food, that is something that what year did that come about?
That was, well, in 2002 is when we started, and we had our own label by 2004.
Okay. All right. And so I think this is so interesting that you did this, and I'm sure that many of the people on here do. I mean, that's like the big thing is like, how do you get your own dog food? Did you have to invest a ton of money to do that? Like, walk us through that process if you're open to sharing with everybody. If you're open to it, I would love. Okay. I know they're gonna have lots of questions. Like, if they were to do this you don't have to share resources or any of your vendors, but like, what's that process like, and what kind of an investment did you have to make to get it to where it is?
The biggest thing that you have to do is one, you have to find a plant that's willing to make foods for you, because ultimately you still are a little guy. A lot of the plants want to ship you 40 to 60,000 pounds at a time. Mm-hmm. So if you can imagine, 40,000 pounds is a semi-load of food.
Semi-load.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they're 2,000-pound pallets, and that's how you receive them. And so the biggest challenge was finding somebody that wouldn't have us make so much food. Mm-hmm. Because if you're going to have 4 or 5 different blends, you certainly couldn't do 10 to 20,000 of the same blend.
Right.
So we needed to find people like that. So that was the main challenge. And then getting it shipped properly. And we went to the state of Colorado. You have to have agriculture licenses. Uh-huh. And you pay tonnage fees. Uh-huh. So however much food you're selling, you pay fees to, in our instance, Colorado. And so they track how much you are selling. So that's probably one of the biggest challenges. Some there are people like us out there that are independent, and then some that have gone on to franchises, and they're a big group. But depending on what state you're in, you may need temperature-controlled places. In Colorado, we tend not to get a lot of humidity, and usually we're just cold, and that's great for dog food. So we didn't have storage issues, but people could get storage issues.
Yeah.
So that's really the process: getting your label approved, getting a manufacturer, getting the quantities that you need, and then we ended up trademarking our name. And we did that because before we went on Shark Tank, I wanted to make sure that everything was trademarked. So you could spend a whole lot of money with an attorney, or you can go do that yourself.
Yeah.
I was able to do it myself. It's a lot of paperwork.
You got a lot. You have, you've got patience. Then one of your skill sets is patience, because I certainly don't have the patience to sift through all my trademark stuff. Okay. So you found the manufacturer, you found somebody who's willing to work doing some smaller quantities. You've trademarked your name, but now you've got to print bags, and you've got a lot of other things, I'm sure, to do. So if someone were to get started in this, how much do you think they'd have to invest into private label dog food?
If you're going to make an initial investment, you're probably going to spend $40,000 to $50,000.
Okay, $40,000 to $50,000. Sorry, 40 to 50. No, yeah, 50,000. $40,000 to $50,000 to do your dog food. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now I'm curious, because your dog food brand, is called Pets Healthy. What is it again?
Pets Healthy Choice.
Yeah, Pets Healthy Choice. Why did you choose that name instead of the name of your retail store?
At the time, we wanted a name that would just delineate what it was. And so for us, it was a healthy choice. You can put the name of your store, and to me, I just wanted it to be different. And forward thinking, if we ever wanted to say, hey, we could sell this to the pet store down the street, the independent, they could have Pets Healthy Choice. Right? So it was just forward thinking.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, no, I think it's smart. I think it's smart. So it was really more for you, a brand you private labeled to have a better margin and to have something unique. It wasn't necessarily to grow the name of your retail brand.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And remember, we were strictly a delivery service.
Yeah, you were strictly delivery. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will share with you, sometimes that was confusing because, you know, we say if you go to Starbucks, you get Starbucks. If you come to Furry Friends, you get Pets Healthy Choice. So, you know, there is a kind of a correlation you got to go with, but we're talking about, you know, 2004.
Yeah. So I really am impressed too. So one of the questions I had was about, I guess, the difference between how much of this Pets Healthy Choice you sell versus your other brands, because you carry other brands in your store. And you said in the article that that this brand makes up 60% of your food sales, and that you sell 22,000 pounds a month of just this food. And I took that number and I divided it by about 30 pounds, which is a large bag. And that makes up over 700 big bags of dog food you're selling of just your private label brand a month. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's about right. We did things like if you had, the more you bought, the bigger your discount.
Okay.
Right? So we have a lot of customers that get 100 to 200 to 300 pounds at a time.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's good because so you're still giving it to them. Do you give it to them in like unmarked bags? Like, do they get bigger bulk bags, or are you still doing?
No, all of our bags used to come 40 pounds, and then we switched to a manufacturer, and we said, you know what, we're just going to do 20-pound bags.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you get 100 pounds, you're going to get 5 20-pound bags.
Got it. But that's smart because now you've got your delivery. You're delivering it. You can probably go far. You can probably hit any breeders or the any bigger accounts that have any farms that maybe need it.
But I will tell you that it's not breeders.
Oh, it's not breeders. Okay.
It's not breeders.
So these people have like tons of dogs?
For instance, I have a family that has a shop, and they have 5 St. Bernards.
5 St. Bernards. Got it.
220 pounds of food every 5 weeks to them.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I have another lady, she's got a slew of Great Danes. We do 120 pounds every 3 weeks to them.
Do you find that your price for your private labeled stuff, is it comparable to the other lines? Or are you a little bit cheaper, a little bit higher?
We are not the cheapest in the store, and we're not the most expensive.
Okay.
It's affordable, and that's why people really like it, and they know that it's good food.
Yeah.
It has like 440 kcal per cup, so it's a good value food and good ingredients. I'm really a stickler about what's in the food. Mm-hmm. So that's why people like it. The dogs like it, and the whole concept to get it out there is sample.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because once the dog is feeded, wow.
Sample.
I've had people, you go to a festival, you give out samples, you'll get a call. Okay, apparently I need to order this because my dog won't eat its own food now.
Right.
So those are the calls you want.
Yes. And so you're very generous with, I think, your samples and with your coupons that you give out. Mm-hmm. Right now the slide that's going, we took pictures that you'd submitted to Pets Plus, and I put together a slideshow here. So people are seeing the slideshow now, and they were just looking at the food truck. And one of the things that you've got your delivery van, which you turned into an ice cream truck on the weekends, which is brilliant. And we can talk about that. But part of your marketing is that you give away a $5 gift certificate to customers when they see you at the ice cream truck to drive business to your store, which I think is awesome.
Right.
But do you do that even if they only spend $1 with you? Like how?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What is advertising going to cost you?
Right.
If they come into the store, you could just turn that customer in for life. Right?
Yeah.
But if they never get to your store, it's really the price of marketing advertising for your store.
Right.
So
and I love that you said that, because I love that you said that, because I really wish that, I think that a lot of times when we meet independent retailers, they're like, why would I give away $5? That's so much. But to your point, exactly, it's really not. And most of those people aren't going to come in, but they're going to lose it beforehand. But it does have value. And when they do come in, to your point, again, it's that lifetime value of that customer.
That's right.
That's good. So tell us how, with that truck, so you've got your delivery truck, and then you decided, what other ways can we make money? How else can we diversify? And you added your ice cream. Is you do ice cream, and then do you do bakery treats out of the truck too?
Yep, we sure do. Do cookies and elk sticks and ice cream. And I will tell you that since we've gotten the truck, you used to think about, how can I go somewhere? Or is there a festival, and how much is it going to cost me? But with the truck, people call us and say, we're having this big event. We want you there. And it costs you nothing. Right? So you have this huge audience for your ice cream truck. The dogs are loving it. The people are loving it. And you just hand out the $5 gift card. It's a win-win-win. And then, because they're big events, we are always focused on the media.
Yes, because it's an event, you're always focused on the media. Got it. All right, cool. I finally can see our chat now. I'm so glad now, because when I'm on the software I'm on, because I've got the PowerPoint going, I couldn't see the chat, but now I found a way to pop it up. So we've got a couple questions here about one here real quick about the ice cream. Eleanor wants to know if you make the ice cream and your cookies.
Don't make the cookies. Do make the ice cream.
Okay, she doesn't make her cookies. She does make the ice cream. Okay.
Great. And so that was a learning curve too. It was, how do we package this ice cream? So we've changed containers. We've done different things. We found containers through a restaurant supply with cups that have lids. And, basically taking an ice cream maker and using Greek yogurt and, let's say, peanut butter and maple syrup, or, and of course it's natural peanut butter, organic. So it comes out, you take in real bacon, adding bacon and peanut butter. Do you know how many people who like peanut butter bacon for their dogs, and then they'll hand it to their husband and eat it?
That's so funny that they'll hand it to their husband and be like, try this.
And the husbands actually order it. It's really kind of funny.
Yeah. I love about that. Do you make your own cookies thing? So I love another thing that was in the Pets Plus article was that you're a no-bake bakery, and that's how my store was too. One of my first businesses, we were a bakery, and we had all the equipment to make all the stuff, and it was a huge process, and takes up a lot of space. And with my second store, I was like, you know what? There are plenty of bakeries out there. I'm going to buy all this stuff, and it does make it so much easier. But I still promoted that we had one of the biggest bakery cases in the Midwest. And I bakery wasn't in our title, but, people loved it. It was a massive draw, and it's become a big business for you too. And Eleanor, I know Eleanor, and she has a pet sitting business. And so Eleanor, when you do festivals or pop-up booths, you could buy cookies like that as well and bring them to your festivals, or give them to clients as gifts, Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. People love shopping for their dog for ice cream and cookies and cake. And you let the people that do it really well do it, and you buy it, and you sell it.
Yeah, exactly. Taz had a question about, do they have interstate commerce, or was their food only sold in Colorado?
We actually ship food. We do ship food.
Okay.
Because we've had clients, we didn't go after the out-of-state customer. We had clients who moved. So we have shipped to New York, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. Everywhere these people move, they still want food.
Mm-hmm,
and they don't seem to mind paying the freight.
Okay. They don't mind paying the freight after they move. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because and that's one of the amazing, that's how you compete, with the Chewies of the world, is that you have your own food, and now you get customers who don't want to switch. They're loyal to you. So that's awesome. Okay. There was another woman named Lisa. If Lisa can hear me, it's showing me that you raised your hand. So I'm not sure if you meant to do that. If you did, you can just share your question in the chat. Let me see. You might have just said hi. I just double checking. So we've got this platform. I don't use that often for these types of shows. I use them for other things, but we're making it work, guys. We're making it work. That's the thing. That's the thing in business and in life. Sometimes you have to pivot. You got to think on your feet. You always have to be courageous and step into things even when they're unknown.
That's right. It's a big black hole.
Yeah. All right. So we've talked about your food. We've talked about the treat truck. Now, another thing that was brought up in the article was that your employees are equipped with iPads, and that and one of the things, I'm not sure if you said it. Yeah, I think you said it. It was that customers are already using their mobile devices, so we might as well pull out an iPad and drive them to our website where we have all kinds of good stuff.
Yep, exactly. It's another selling tool, and since we do have an awesome website, why not show it off?
Yeah.
So you can go there, you can show ingredients, you can show, there's just so much you can do with your own website. But you're letting people, you're joining in this conversation, and what do? They come in, they have their phone in their hand, and they're looking up foods or what have you. So all I'm doing is joining in with them. Take that iPad, show them products, show them ingredients, and then get on Dog Food Advisor for nutritional feeding ingredients and that sort of thing. So it's just a cool way to interact with your customer. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to see that at the big box stores, ever. But now our customers are, they're doing it on their own every day. So why not show them that I'm not the old-fashioned store. I am in service, but here I can be on your own level, and I can join in with you and get on this website. And then, like I said, you're showing them this website that how else, there's other ways to share that you have a website, but now you're capturing another audience.
Yeah. And I really love this too, because if you're keeping your website up to date with, now you sell on your website, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of retailers, you wouldn't have to do that. You'd be able to just take your core products and your ingredients, and you could do like blog posts or like information on there. But what is great about this strategy you're doing is that you've got this iPad as you're like walking through it with a customer in your shop. They potentially will see, or the sales associate could be trained to transition to going, oh, hey, did you know we do delivery? Because there's a big picture of it, right?
Yes.
Or maybe there's a big,
right.
Right now I know on your homepage you've got a header about Valentine's Day, since it was yesterday, right? So like maybe if there was a special event going on, that picture is going to pop up on that website too, and it can lead into another conversation.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So smart.
Exactly.
And
it's it's all about that relationship selling.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so nice to be able to, like you said, events and clinics and whatever else you've got going on at the store, you're able to share that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we've got a couple more questions here.
Sure.
I love it. I love it when our Pet Boss and Pet Plus community engage with us, because that's why we do these shows. You know, that's why I had this idea a little over a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, and I said to them, I said, the readers are going to want to be asked questions of the people who write and get featured in the magazine. And so that's why we do these. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to our questions. Carly's curious if you do canned food and kibble or both, and what makes it healthy to you. She wants to know.
Okay, so originally, many years ago, right, 16 years ago, we started out as just food. But then we started saying, gosh, if we had treats, it's like an add-on.
Mm-hmm.
So we do add-ons. So I can't even tell you how many products we have online right now. We have a lot.
Yeah.
And it's everything. We sell everything.
So
From kitty litter to bakery cookies to harnesses to.
But that's underneath your private label brand?
No.
Okay,
no.
Yeah.
It's under, we sell all the different labels. We sell Origin,
Yeah.
Fauna.
So you have a lot on your website for sale. Mm-hmm.
What I found is when you have a delivery route, let's say you have a 10-mile radius, and you're delivering on a specific day to that 10-mile radius, right? And so the more people that you can put within that circle, and the more things you can deliver to them, it's okay if something doesn't have as high a margin as something else. So it all works because you're all in the same area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's smart to just to deliver more than just your private food. So with the private food though, do you only have kibble, or do you also? I mean, canned private.
Yeah, we've only done kibble.
Yeah. Carly, the canned dog food, and Taz is watching. She'll know even more about, but you've probably done research as well, Debbie.
Yes.
Canned dog food, there's only like a few canneries in the whole country.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay. Let's see. Carol's curious if you charge for your delivery service.
We used to offer free home delivery service. Now we've gone to, and it was with a $25 order or more. It was free.
Got it. Free for $25 or more. Okay.
Yeah. So recently we did do a $3 energy surcharge for anything under $45. So between a minimum order is $30.
Okay. So
between 30 and 45 is $3, and then over 45 is free.
Okay. Between 30 and 45, $3, and over 45 it's free. Okay.
And I was really hesitant to do that, but with the cost of minimum wage going up and et cetera, it was like, okay, I got to do something.
Yeah.
But you will be surprised how many people will add to their order to get to that $45 so they don't have to pay $3.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have the money to spend. They just want the free delivery. So you might as well up your free delivery price. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So, and really, truly, I mean, the reason people shop online is just for convenience. They just want to know like what day it's coming and when it's going to be there. So it's great that you have this. Yeah, Carol just says she loves energy surcharge.
Oh, yes. It could not be a delivery charge. And I will tell you, I came up with that when I saw things like our water being delivered to the store, and they would put energy surcharge, and I'm like, that works for me.
Yeah.
It's not a delivery.
It's not a delivery. It's that it's our care. We care about you, surcharge. We're going to care even more when you pay this $3. Okay. Carol is also curious what percentage of your sales are from delivery, and then what would be online sales. Let me think if that's right. Are all okay? Yeah. Sorry. What percentage of sales are delivery compared to your other sales?
40% of our sales is delivery.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that media helped you, but so 40% of her sales are delivery versus the store. And, but you've got 1,800 customers about?
Yes.
Yeah, that you deliver to 1,800 customers. Now, guys, that's not going to happen overnight. If you want to go do delivery service, it's not going to happen overnight unless you've got. But I think what happened, you had the media helped you grow that. But other ways to grow your delivery business would be like these strategic alliances. Like with apartment complexes or hospitals or workplace. Big corporations that you could deliver once a week to or something. What other ways other than the media have you been able to grow your delivery business?
We initially did a lot of home shows.
Home shows?
Now, yes, this was different, and this is really a good secret for everybody on this call. It was home shows. And why was it home shows and not dog shows? Because at a home show, we stood out.
Yeah.
We did all the things about dogs and all the super things. And everybody's got a dog that typically has a home, right? At least in Colorado, it's 65%. So being at a home show and you were a dog place or a pet place was a huge thing for us. Not only did we capture the audience that was coming through, but we captured the vendors. So typically a show would have 200 vendors. Picked up a lot of customers that way, even if nobody walked in the door. Now, a show can cost you anywhere from $350 to $750, but it is a way to grow your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why be at a pet show where everybody else is? And half the time at those pet shows, right, everyone's just looking for free stuff anyway.
That's right.
Okay, I love that. Okay, let's see. Lots and lots of questions. Okay, so the one, we got the percentage. Okay, then well, I guess, Carol, this may have been answered already, but the delivery clientele, do they typically order these things online through your website, or are they people who used to shop in the store and now you've had a conversation and moved them to outside the store?
It's really, really fun because it's a combination. So think about this. Your pet store have one store in one area of town. Let's say you're north of town. South of town is 15 miles. And there's a pet store there, but they still want delivery. And they believe, and it is, local delivery. So let's say they walk into your store once and they've driven 15 miles because they've heard about you because you're the coolest pet store, right? Mm-hmm. So they come to your store and they're like, wow, this is so cool. Oh, do you know we have delivery? You're kidding. So I can get your stuff too? Yep. So you're in your competitor's backyard with your van driving around delivering your stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a physical location.
Yeah.
You can be everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I'm not sure what the name is here because it's abbreviated, but they want to know if you deliver 7 days a week and if it's 1,800 customers a month.
No. So typically your customers are spread out over 6 weeks, so you can determine how many of those delivery customers you have. Uh-huh. So most people are getting food. You have different types of customers. You have that are getting weekly, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I have customers that are on automatic delivery every 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we put a lot of people on automatic delivery, which is a key thing too, mm-hmm, so that they get an email that the day before delivery that we're in your area, which reminds them with a link, reminds them to go to the website and order. Okay? We don't deliver 7 days a week. We deliver 3 days a week. But again, it's a single driver. You're out there in all of these miles making all those deliveries. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I will tell you that sales on our delivery truck on those 3 days, those sales are higher than what we do in the store. Mm-hmm. And then you combine them together. Mm-hmm. So it's like having multiple locations, but you really only have the expenses of one.
And it's a rolling billboard.
It is totally a rolling billboard. Yeah. And we have that big sprinter and put your name all over it, mm-hmm, and people are like, oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. they're also curious since the photos that we're looking at in the slideshow aren't showing, and they could just be the photos that we've selected, but they're not showing any large bags of food on the main showroom floor. So do you have a warehouse attached or a big storage room?
Oh, yeah. Got to have a warehouse.
Yeah.
Got to have a warehouse. Yeah. We have deliveries made to a warehouse, keep all the food there, and then we feed the store. So we actually have a vehicle. We started this about a year ago, where we have one of our vehicles that we stock with about 200 bags of food so that we can draw it into the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then the driver will go to the warehouse to pick up the food.
Okay.
So your food is rotating very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. I think we've talked enough about delivery and dog food. And guys, I'm a business coach, but I'm going to tell you that Debbie probably, if you really want to figure it out, hire her and she'll do a consult.
There you go.
She has spent a lot of time and energy and money figuring this out and is obviously super successful. And so, Debbie, we appreciate you sharing with everybody. It's very, very generous of you to do that. All right. So I would love to talk now. I'm flipping through my little notes here. Let's see. Just to get to know a little bit more about you. This is a very kind of like family business, huh?
It is a family business. Started with my husband and I. My daughter does a lot to help us out. Son does a lot of the financial stuff, and now the grandkids are involved.
Wow. That's so fun. So I was reading in the article, and I only bring it up because it was an article. You have a grandson that's 20?
Yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, no way. I was like, Debbie, you look way too young to have a 20-year-old grandson. Like when I hear like the grandson, I was thinking, oh, like, yeah, like the little kid is, maybe ringing up customers or greeting them at the door. Not, so that's awesome. That's wonderful that they love it. Have they all been supportive from the beginning, or did you get any kind of questions about, I don't know about this, Mom?
No, everybody was, right on the wagon with us, and it was so fun because people in the community know us so well, and they'll say, oh, my grandmother owns Furry Friends, or, oh, that's our family business. And people are, their response is, oh, my gosh, you own Furry Friends. And so it's really been fun, and we all talk. So having sales minds, we all think about different things. So we're always bouncing ideas off of each other. So I don't feel like, it's just this one-man band, because everybody has different experiences. They can all draw from that and give you ideas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Really cool. I have another question here. We can't, okay, cool. I can't not bring this up because you mentioned it, but it was, it was about your Shark Tank experience. So of course you mentioned Shark Tank and everyone's like, ooh, their ears perk up. So, now while you weren't on, your segment didn't move you to being on the show, tell us about that experience.
Oh my gosh, that was quite an experience. It was in 2011, and I will tell you that initially you sign a contract that you can't tell anybody anything for 3 years.
Wow.
Or it's like worth $5 million to them. So it's very crazy. So we started out, we did a lot of interviews, we got chosen. There is a script. The amount of time that you see on the show is way not what happens. It's more like standing in front of the sharks for at least an hour, and they are just grilling you. And they're not, polite about asking you questions. They're literally grilling you, and that's what I think people break down there because they're just throwing things at you.
Yeah, it can be really overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming, very stressful, but we learned a lot. we learned a lot, and what they do is they take you in over a weekend. There's a group of like 40 people. Eventually they get down to like 5, but you have a process where you've done a script with the producer. The producer's working with you every day for 6 weeks.
Every day for 6 weeks. Wow.
Yeah. When you get there, you cannot deviate from the script with your producer.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, before the show, there's 36 producers, including Mark Burnett, who's in our thing. And you have to deliver your pitch in front of all of those people. And the reason is they want to make sure that when you're in front of the television set, that, you're going to be okay. So a lot of people, they get scrapped right there.
Yeah.
Because they can't have, all those executive producers.
Yeah, they get like a stage fright.
Yeah, exactly. Or they try and pitch something that they haven't been coached to do.
Yeah, they went off script.
Yeah, they went off script, and that's not a good thing for sharks.
Got it.
So, but the sharks don't know anything about you, but what's interesting is between each set, everybody has to set up their table. Those sharks are sitting there just talking amongst themselves, and you're setting up the table. So all those props you have to bring in, they'll set them up, and you have to make sure they're right. There's a place you got to stay in. There were 17 cameras in the room, all rotating in the room.
Wow.
So when you walk out, this is what's really eerie. You're about 6 feet away from the Shark Tank guys, right? So they're sitting in front of you. You're always like right in front of Mr. Wonderful. When you walk in, you don't get to start talking. You walk in and you're told to be quiet until everything is set. So typically it's like 5 minutes. So you're standing there while these guys are totally staring you down because it's another way to intimidate you.
Oh my gosh.
While these cameras are circling you and you're waiting to say, hi, I'm, and all these sharks are sitting there. So it's an extremely nerve-wracking thing to do. In fact, after you get done doing your pitch, they will not let you talk to anybody. That's when you see people go straight to the cameras where they're talking to people, but they haven't talked to anybody before, whether they've got the deal or not the deal. Go straight to another studio. Then after that, they take you to the psychologist.
Ah!
You're sitting in front of the psychologist to make sure you were not harmed by what you just went through.
Hey, well, they care. At least they care about you, right?
That's right. So it's a real interesting process, and there's so many things behind that scene. And the minute you hit the set, you are mic'd up. So they will tell you, and you're signing everything, that whatever you say, even backstage or anywhere, you're mic'd up, they're hearing you.
Yeah.
And they can use it.
And they can use it. Wow. Well, it's so interesting. I'm so glad that you shared all of that. There's actually the woman, Lisa, who asked that question. She's auditioning soon. So
good luck.
Yeah, she's curious if you had any other tips.
It's a fun process, but the more you can know about it, the better off you are. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's see what else here. We have a little bit of time. We've got about 10 minutes left. If anyone has any questions, make sure to type them in the chat. Looks like we have somebody's curious how many employees you have that work at the company.
How many what?
And how many employees?
Oh, we have 5.
5 employees. Okay.
Yeah.
And how big is the city that you live in?
Oh gosh, the city has grown enormously. We probably have 500,000 people.
500,000 people. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty big city. Okay, so I would love to know, so we didn't talk about it yet, but your background, you had a corporate career for a while and you were in medical sales. And I'd really love to know, I guess I have 2 questions around that. Let's first start with, the transition from that world to being a small business owner and working for yourself. What was that like?
That was difficult. You know, you're used to a paycheck and a big one.
Yeah. You're used to a paycheck. I love, like, we quote Debbie right now. You were used to a paycheck. Yeah. Hopefully I think you're probably getting a regular paycheck now.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
But when you first start out, it really is a jump into the unknown. You know, the thing that brought me from medical sales to the dog world was I always grown up with dogs, always had a lot of dogs around me. And I had gone up to a regional sales manager position. So I was covering 7 states, including Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah. So that may seem like a lot of fun, and the trip was great the first time. But let me tell you, when you're traveling that much, after a while, you get tired of that, and you're just worn out. So I knew there was something that we could do that could be in that dog world because they were so important to me. And so that's how we got there. But so having that sales background has been huge for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my next question.
Marketing,
yeah.
That's just huge. Marketing and selling is a big deal for me. And it's not just selling, it's making sure that person is being helped as far as getting the right product.
Yeah.
So it's not about, you know, the money. It's about, you know, I was talking about the perfect purchase where that person is happy and you're happy. It's a mutual transaction.
Yeah. I would assume that somebody coming from a direct sales background, having to sell in the medical field too. I mean, you're used to rejection. You're used to also building relationships. You're used to what the sales hustle in a sense, right? So you're just, because you've practiced so much, it's easy for you to just probably engage with anyone who comes into your store, right? Because now it's much easier. They came to you. And so now it's just about, you finding that right product for them and really understanding their needs, why they came in. How have you been able to, No, I was curious though, you have that skill though. How are you able to transition and teach your team?
So I use a program, it's called Whiz-Bang Retailers, and they have the Retail Sales Academy. And one of the things is the 6 steps to a perfect purchase. And in the retail world, it can be different than the professional sales world because professional sales is a longer sales process, for sure. But the steps are the same. You're establishing a relationship. You know, you're getting a rapport with that customer instead of one of the main things you can never say in my store is, can I help you? Or what did you come in for? Or any of those. You cannot say that to a customer. The first thing you can say is, hi. You know, maybe it's, have you been in before? Welcome in. Or, you know, hey, what do you think about this weather today? Or, wow, you have a beautiful necklace on. It is never, what can I help you find? You know, or how can I help you? That is not how you start a relationship. And I tell my employees this. If someone came to your front door and it was a friend, you wouldn't open the door and say, what do you want?
Right.
You want to say, oh, hi, come on in. Welcome in, sit down. You know, that's establishing a relationship, and that's where you grow your business. Yeah,
totally.
And that's what makes you stand out different from PetSmart, Petco, whoever else.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's about building that relationship. And, so what she's talking about, guys, because Carol had a question here about, just to clarify what you said. Now, Debbie, I'm not sure if you know this either, but I'm also a former whiz-banger. So I was trained. So what she's talking about, Bob Nagin, he has a company called Whiz-Bang, retailers, and he's got a group, and it's great because he has been doing retail consulting for like 30 years. It's what I learned as well. And I learned about their programs. I don't know, 2009, 2010. And And so what's interesting though, guys, if you're interested, I can get you info, because Debbie, I'm actually going to become one of his certified consultants this spring.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
yes, I'm excited because it's like
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Yeah. He reached out to me. It was in the fall, but I was so busy with some other things going on. And he's like, Candace, you know, I've already built all of these sales trainings. And so this is what she's talking about is she's got this sales academy, you know, mastery system, which gosh, you know, if you've been, Debbie, if you've been with them for a long time, it was me. I had the
Yep.
CD-ROMs, right? We had the DVD CD-ROMs.
Yep.
And now it's all online. There's all, you know, everything's online. And so when Bob and I talked, he was like, you know, I love what you're doing. And I obviously have trained on his stuff, and it's like, you know, it's like retail 101, business 101. You can't not have it. You know, I mean, it's truly will help you be successful. And so I was like, well, why not, instead of, it would take me years to build my own as much as he's built out. And so I'm going to become a certified consultant for his too. So we'll be able, Pet Boss Nation will be able to train all his materials and spread that throughout the pet industry. So yeah, we're really excited. We're really excited.
Really wonderful.
So, okay, cool. So that was one of your best resources too, but you've got a great book you love to recommend. Do you remember the book you suggested? The E-Myth.
The E-Myth. Yeah. And that has to do a lot with family businesses and determining your roles in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Because when there are, you know, especially married couples and nobody knows what they're supposed to be taking care of, once you delineate and define each person's role, you know where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that other person is going to take care of X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. So it really resolves a lot of problems, questions, and puts everybody in the right place. So when there's multiple family members or even if partners or that sort of thing, that you need to define your role. Yeah. So it's a good book. It's a short read, but good.
Yes. It's one of the best business books that are out there, E-Myth. So check that out.
Yeah.
All right, Debbie. Well, any last parting words for us? Any last advice?
No, this has been great fun. I would encourage anyone on the line that has not applied to being coolest pet store in America needs to get on and apply.
I love it. I know.
It's just going to take you so far.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing because I love it. I have a slide up that's going up about that. And I know the Pets Plus people are going to be like jumping up and down that you're suggesting that, because I agree too. You know, like if you don't apply, you can't win if you don't apply, and then you just never know. And so,
That's right. Any attention you can get is good attention.
Any attention is good attention, right? And if actually, you guys, you're seeing that slide go by, but if you're not seeing the slide, to apply for America's Coolest Store, you need to apply online at petsplusmag.com/ACS. And you need to do it by March 15th of 2019, by March 15th. Now, if you get your entry in by March 1st, they are going to review your application and give you feedback so that you could potentially make your application even better to increase your chances of being selected as America's Coolest Store. So the way they do it is, you know, you could potentially win America's Coolest Store, which then you get your picture on the cover of the magazine. And then even if you're in one of the, 12 basically runners up for it, you get featured in one of the issues in the next year in the magazine. And so Debbie was featured. So, yes, Debbie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let you go now. And I love that you go with the flow. I can't wait to see. Are you going to Global?
I'll be at Super Zoo.
You're going to be at Super Zoo. Okay, well, we'll see you at Super Zoo. Yeah, we'll see you there. All right, thanks so much, Debbie.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Candace.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I think I can actually turn my camera on. Let's see what happens here. I don't even know what my background looks like. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. So thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I got a couple last announcements here. We have our next Pets Plus Live shows are coming up in March. If you want to write these dates down, we have Tuesday, March 5th at 12 p.m. Eastern. That is a lunch and learn. It's where we go over one of the articles I've written. This article is the best bang for your buck at at like an event, whether you're at a trade show or a pet festival. We will go over the best way for you to utilize the money that you've invested in that to get your ROI back. So that's on Tuesday, March 5th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And then on Monday, March 11th, I'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be interviewing the Cool Store Loyal Biscuit Company with our friend Heidi Neal. She's got 5 locations in Maine. So on Monday, March 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern, Cool Store Loyal Biscuit Company with Heidi Neal. Okay, guys? All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in on a Friday night and for hanging through this with all of us. You guys had great questions. And I just can't wait to, I guess, hang out with you at either Global Pet Expo or see you at the next Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages. All right, everybody. Talk to you real soon. Bye.